to start with our mouthpiece. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our reed on our mouthpiece. So let's put our mouthpiece right in front of the case. And we can leave the cap, which is going to probably be black for you. We're going to leave that in the case, just like that, in this little compartment. You're going to take your reed, you're going to slide it gently out of the reed case, and I'll show you one more time. You have your reed case here, and at the bottom there's a little semicircle. That's where you're going to grab and gently pull down on your reed case. Okay? The reed has a very thin part at the top and kind of a thicker base. When we put our reed away, and you'll see this later, I'm going to gently slide the reed in just until it's about level with the bottom. I don't want to jam the reed all the way in. If you do that, you're going to crack your reed, and you're going to find that the tip of this is very, very gentle. We don't really ever want to touch it. This is the part that's going to get wet, and this is the part that's going to help make the sound. So for right now, and while you're watching this video, I want you to take this part of the reed, the thin part, stick it in your mouth and get it very, very wet. It's like a wooden flavored lollipop. Yum. I'm going to put my reed case back in my case so that I know where it is later. I'm going to take the ligature off of the mouthpiece for right now. And you're going to see on your mouthpiece, there's a flat part and a more rounded part. Same with your reed. There's a flat side of your reed and a curved part of your reed. We're going to put flat part of mouthpiece and flat part of reed together, just like so. And they should fit nice and gently. So we want our reed to be just about level with the top of the mouthpiece. And I'll show you right here. I'll bring it in nice and close. If you want just a little bit of black showing above it. If your reed is too high and you can see it on the opposite side of the mouthpiece, that's bad. We don't want to do that. Opposite is true. If we have our reed way too low, also not a good thing. Too much air will go in there and your reed will not vibrate. So this is where the tricky part lies. We need to line our reed up nice and gently. I like to hold mine with my thumb at the very base of it. And when I've held it, I'm going to take my ligature and very gently, I want to have the ligature hit the curved part on the outside. Very gently, without touching the reed, put it down. I'll show you that one more time because my hand was definitely in the way. When I put my ligature on, very gently slide it down. I don't want to have the ligature crash into the reed. That's another way to break reeds. Reeds are very, very fragile, and they'll start to add up quickly if you start breaking them. So now that I have my ligature on, this is about where I want it. I want it a little below the black lip here, and I want a little bit of reed sticking out the bottom. On your mouthpieces, you may have a line that marks where your ligature should be. See if you can make sure your ligature ends up in that space. And you can fix that by loosening and tightening the ligature. I'll show you on this side. Remember, when you're loosening and tightening, lefty-loosey, turn to the left, left. To tighten, you want to turn to the right, right? Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So this is about where I want everything. So I'm going to tighten it, righty-tighty, righty-tighty, and voila. This is the hardest part of putting your instrument together. If you can do this, you're right on track. It's perfect. What we're going to do right now is make sure that your reed was really wet. If it's not, we're going to go back to this step again, and we'll make sure our reed is nice and wet. The next step we're going to do is we're going to take the neck of our mouthpiece, the neck of our saxophone, excuse me, and we're going to put our mouthpiece on the neck. We're going to gently twist, just like that. And you can see there's a little bit of cork showing. That's perfect. Now, if this is really hard for you, what we're going to do is take some cork grease. Remember, not lip balm, cork grease. Ooh, this is sticking way too far out. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put just a little bit on. Put a little bit on all around. And if we gently twist, it should be even easier. Wipe it off. Should be even easier to put the saxophone mouthpiece on, so we'll try again. So we're going to take our neck, and we take our mouthpiece, and we gently twist and push. Now, if you line it up correctly, you should have a logo at the top of your mouthpiece, and that'll be directly in line with your octave key. Or your reed should be directly underneath the bottom. So reed facing down, octave key facing up. From the side, it will look like this. Reed down, octave key up. Or hold it right there with the reed facing down. Does that make sense?